So, no jumping about today. I wanted to speak more on about the psychology of dealing with past traumas and injuries because we all have them if you're in martial arts a long time. And maybe you've only started martial arts because you've had a trauma. Maybe you were, beat up, bullied, mugged, etc. The thing is, the mind, being overprotective on an unconscious level, it tends to store these. So, a good example, I think I spoke about it before, is if a boxer breaks his hand, he'll never hit as hard again. And if you want to question that, go on the hardest bag in the club, take your glove off, and throw it 100%. There's always a holdback because most of us have damaged our hands before. Same as what you see in boxing, a lot of guys who have had vicious knockouts, they tend to hold back a lot in their fights. They tend to have more anxiety or fear because the unconscious is very overprotective, and it'll pull them away. Controls all the systems. It's 88% of your total mind. So there are some techniques. Some are quite simple, but you have to do them yourself. You have to go in and re-edit the memory because every memory we have has an emotion attached to it. So you want to go in and re-edit the memory so that it takes the emotional drainage out of the memory, if that makes sense. So it's actually quite simple the way this is done, but you have to do it or it just remains there. Try it yourself after you've watched the video. So think back to even a time when you were younger. Maybe you were bullied, somebody bullied you, or maybe you got a bad beating. If you close your eyes and you go back and associate into that memory, or maybe it can be a break, maybe you broke your hand. If you go back into it, you will feel the anxiety that you felt at that time. Try it yourself. So every time that you think of the memory, that feeling's running there. Okay? It's reinforcing it. So if it's just that movie that you're running in your head, that memory, edit the movie. Take the drainage out of it. So the way you do that, quite simple. Most of you probably know breathing exercises from your own arts. Do some breathing that's going to take your brain waves down to an alpha state where you don't want to move, you feel calm. And then watch yourself in the memory. Don't experience the memory. Imagine you're watching yourself on a big screen or like an avatar. You went into the past and you're watching yourself in the memory. And then what I want you to do is run it forward far faster than it happened. Run it forward very quick and run it backwards, forward and backwards. And then what you want to do is, if there's anybody else in the video, make them smaller and make yourself bigger, even if you were young at the time. Take some people out of it, put some extra people in it. See it happen in a different way. Maybe if you're watching maybe a time that you were jumped by a crowd, take some of the people out of it. If there was 4 people, make it 2. Okay? You want to re-edit this movie in your mind as much as you can and play music in the background, loud music. When you can see it and you're comfortable with it, the feelings of anxiety aren't there, move inside yourself, associate into the memory. So if you can see yourself smashing the bricks without breaking your hand in that movie, only when you can see that, imagine you can float inside your body into the memory, and now you're smashing the brick and your hand's completely strong. Run it forward, back a couple of times, and then open your eyes and break state. Then close your eyes once again and go back into the memory. And you should notice the feeling has changed. Okay? It's the feeling that holds us back, not the memory. So give it a go. It's a great technique. It's a great technique if some of you have younger kids that compete in the class, and maybe they had a maybe they're overmatched and get hurt bad. Run that with them because it stays there. I've worked with people who've had traumas for 30 years and they keep reliving it, and the body will react in the same way. So it doesn't really exist anymore, only in our mind. So get in and re-edit it so that you can move forward and continue to enjoy your arts and keep progressing. So great technique. There's other methods, but that's a simple one and it works. So why complicate it? So hopefully you can use that. Give me a bit of feedback if anybody's used it, tried it out, and you were able to move on. See you all soon.